Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 90. So today we've got yourselves a good treat here. We've got the members of Dead Culture Society here with me to talk about their new album. So we're from Ottawa. So let's start with, I guess, top right, whoever. Yeah, the guy with the beard. Well, never mind. That doesn't make sense. Okay. The guy with the short beard. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, the short beard. Oh, Kevin Church,
Yes.
lead vocals, guitar, just about anything else that needs to get done.
All right. And
Fair.
then we have,
My name is Mike. I play drums.
all right. And of course, my name is Dan, not just the host, but I also play bass and background vocals. So, reason we're doing this here is because we got a new album out, guys. So it's self-titled Dead Culture Society. So we're going to talk about this and other stuff, obviously, there. So first thing, where was this recorded? So I think, Mike, you can answer the first part, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, I think we go in order. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I'm terrible with dates. So I know essentially, I should throw it to you, Kev. You can actually start when the demos. I think a few were new. A few, definitely a few were new. And I think there were one or two maybe kind of skeleton ideas that you had started messing with probably a couple of months out, about a year or so.
Yeah, like the songs themselves were like a mix of stuff that I had kind of lying around. They were, mostly finished ideas from kind of way back, and I just never got around to finishing them. Like I think Black Lace Desire is a good example of that. But then some of the other tracks like We Are War and A Perfect Scar were like I think we threw those together right before we went into the studio. Actually, Black Lace, I think it was a last minute addition, but it was really old. Like I think I probably wrote it in 2014.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So but it all we jammed them for a couple of months or a couple of weeks as much as we could, and then we went into Wolf Lake Studio to record the drums. So that's where Mike comes in.
Yeah, yes, we did drums, and we basically did it in a weekend. So we've recorded with, of course, Mike Bond, great producer, great engineer. So we did this pretty much in a weekend. So spent the weekend there. Lovely place if you're looking to record and do mixing and engineering. So it was great. Yeah, it was kind of rich. Not many question marks left in terms of what to do in terms of preparation. Had that down again because clock's ticking. So when you're in the studio, it's it's productive. Try to be as productive as possible, and it was great. Yeah, so I think definitely productive. It, didn't feel rushed at all. And its exception, I think, the only question mark again, like you mentioned, Kev, was Black Lace Desire. That was kind of the only real question mark we had. So we ended up doing it. So we would have it, and I think it turned out really well. So it was fun, and that one just kind of that felt easy. That one didn't feel hard. So
does anyone remember where Wolf Lake Studios is? I forgot.
Lac La Pêche out in that area.
Yeah, that was way out there. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean La Pêche is like it covers a lot of area, but yeah, it was a little bit of a drive. It's about 40 minutes outside of Ottawa, maybe a little bit more than that.
I remember it being out there in the Quebec side there, but yeah, it was fun time. I remember that.
Yeah, that must have been what, 2018?
Yeah, I was just going to ask I was going to say 2018. So that was 2018, which now feels
like... So it takes us 4 years to make an album. But, I mean, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
Well, and we should jump back to Kev basically explaining the why. And I think the why is also why I think this turned out so well, is that aside from the drums, we're thankful to have such a knowledgeable and experienced and talented guitarist, vocalist, and also producer engineer. So this wasn't going to get done in 6 months, but then there really was no timeline.
Yep. yeah, so I kind of decided to, take the helm and take a crack at recording everything here at my place. Chez moi. Um, I've got pretty much everything that you need to record, in a modern context these days. I've got a pretty kick-ass computer. I've got a really decent audio card. So I said, yeah, let's go. So we just sort of brought all the drums in, and I think Dan was the first one to give it a go here. We spent I spent some time fussing with the bass tone and all that kind of stuff before he got
But it
here.
was,
So
you know what, and I will say this, like this will be my second album with you guys, and you've got my bass tone to a T, like perfect. And I will say this to people out there who know my what was the band I wanted you to mimic for my bass tone? Do you remember?
oh geez, was it Warrant?
No, Firehouse.
Firehouse. Yeah.
So for the first two albums, I love his bass tone, and that's like I said, Kevin. You know what? I'll give you that. You did a good job getting my bass tone like I wanted. So there we go.
Hours
And
and
then
hours.
next was, I believe, your rhythms.
Yep, I did. I did all the rhythms here just by myself whenever I had a spare 30 minutes or whatever between running kids and going to work and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, all direct recording. All in the box, I guess you would say these days. So the world of plugins was definitely our friends on this one. Yeah, we did the guitars, and right around the time that I was doing the guitars, we brought actually it was before that we brought Icaro into the band. He joined around 2018. So he had kind of trial by fire. We said, okay, we're recording, like in you go, and do your thing on these
Yeah.
songs. And he I remember him coming in and he said, I don't really have a plan, so just bear with me. I've got some ideas. I haven't tried anything yet. And I was like, oh crap, this is this is going to be brutal, and it was not. He just came in and he just started playing around with some stuff, and I think by like the third or fourth take we had pretty much what we needed for each song that we were working on. So, and he gave all of those songs like just that little breath of life that they needed.
Oh yeah, the guitar solos on this new one they're really like top notch guys. They're like,
Yeah.
FYI, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was amazing to work with. He just came in and did his thing. He's just chill, and yeah, we experimented a little bit. He's like, I'm gonna try this, and we try it, and he's like, I hate that. I'm like, okay, so we tried it. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was it was only a couple of weekends actually. I think that he came in to try stuff. We got around 1 to 2 songs a weekend. And when I say weekend, he would come up for like an afternoon, so we had like 3 or 4 hours to work, and then he'd have to go back and work actually. So. Yeah, he came together pretty quick, pretty organically, I guess. I
Yeah.
hate that word, but yeah.
No, it sounds tight. I'll say that.
Mhm. Yep.
And
So
of
the
course,
vocal,
you did your vocals too at your house, and then mixing and mastering, I guess, is all done by you also.
yeah, that was exciting. I was nervous about like the mixing. I've done that before, but the mastering, I was like, I don't know how all this works. Like,
Yeah.
but once you get into it, you realize it's all sort of the same principles. Compression, EQ. You don't tend to EQ a whole lot in the mastering thing, but you do. So yeah, the basics are there. So I just started tweaking knobs, um,
There you
and
go.
that was an unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was lots of fun. It was a learning process, so it did take a
Perfect.
while. Yeah.
Perfect. So, if you guys look at this now, who did this cover?
Is that what that looks like? Nice.
Yes. That would like this was a wow cover. Like I love this album cover here. Who did it?
So that was our good buddy actually, Raz Kainen. Sorry, I have a hard time saying his last name. Raz Kainen of Dark Prince Graphics. So he's a guy that I met online years ago. He's a graphic artist from Mexico. And he had done the artwork for a band called To Die For, and I saw his contact information in the liner notes, and I said, what the hell, I'll give him. We were looking for an artist, and so I reached out and I said, hey man, I love what you did. how much you charge? And he told me, and I said, perfect. So yeah, he did. He's done all of our artwork actually.
All our
I was just
3
gonna
album
say.
covers. So I'll show you guys that later on there. But yeah, like I just wanted to make sure that everybody
out.
knows who did the cover for that there.
Yeah,
It turned
the,
out really well.
yeah, the cover idea was really fun because I went to him and I said, look, we're working on a bunch of songs and we want to release them one at a time. That was the original game plan, and then eventually release an album. And I said, so I want something that's kind of, what do you want to call it? Multi-purpose. It can be dynamic, so that we can kind of use the same artwork for each one without it being the same image. And so I can't even remember how we started talking about planets. That might have been my thing. I can't remember. Anyway.
I do remember the big thing was either are we putting a skull or a woman?
Yes.
That was the planets. I don't remember exactly how that came about either, but I was. And Mike's like, we've already done 2 women. We're done.
So I think it was all right. Let's see what else we can do. Not not that it's not a great idea, but it's like we've done it before. So I think it's whenever I think whoever kind of floated that planetary idea, and then the idea of having them separated for the singles artwork, and we kind of saw the original drafts. I'm like, okay, this is really cool. So I think that's the difference I was looking for with this one. I think.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Mike is always our the one who kind of pushes us to think outside the box. So that one was a good one.
So, where can you get this album?
Just
The
Well,
internet.
The internet, yeah.
The internet. You guys ever heard of the place called the internet? But seriously, if you guys want a copy of this, it's available on CD, digital also. If you want the full album, correct me if I'm wrong, it's available on CDs, got everything, correct?
Everything that we've released in the last
Yeah.
little bit and more.
iTunes is missing the introduction to We Are War and the last song, I guess, right? That we haven't talked about.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a cover song. Yeah.
So if you, like I said, if you guys want the whole, so I'll put the our email address where to get this album. Like I said, we got our Gmail. There's some right there. Yeah. Well, mine are on top of the shelf right there. I'll
Please note those aren't the actual CDs we'll send you. They're just examples. So.
Yeah, but yeah, this like I said, I've actually there's some orders that are already been out there. So we got some copies out there in the UK already.
Yep.
So if you guys want some, I'm gonna put the email address where you can contact us to get your copy. $10. And while we're at it, well, we still have our second album. $5, and our first album also $10 also. So 10, 10, 5.
Low price of $25. You can take
exactly.
history.
Yeah, we'll mail it out to you there. And anyway, that's so that's one place. There's also Bandcamp, I believe, is there. iTunes, Spotify.
Amazon Music, I think, is up there too.
Amazon's on. Okay, like you can let me know if I'm missing any places where you can get it there. Reverb Nation also.
Is it up there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at us. We don't even know where our stuff is. So just
it's.
But if you want the artwork, you want the whole.
But the
whole thing.
The best bang for your buck would be the CD, correct?
Absolutely. So, as much as we say we did it ourselves, it still sounds 100% professional, high quality. Up to industry standards.
No, yeah, I'm not. This is actually sounds, professional, and I actually listened to it on my Xbox with the surround sound. I'm like, oh my god, does it sound killer? So, and I'm not just saying that because I'm part of the band. I'm just saying I'm like, wow, it sounds like good. So, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, it turned out really well, and I think
any other little anecdotes you want to add to the making of the album? Kev, I think you want it.
I've got
Go
Yeah,
ahead there.
I got a little story. So my son, who was 5 at the time, actually appears on one of the songs "We Are War." So if you hear a little boy's voice, or a little kid's voice, I should say, then that's him. He was 5 years old, and I had him reciting the lines, which were pretty challenging for a 5-year-old. But
Some
yeah,
words I don't even know what the meanings are, and I'm 50. So
yeah. No, he just stepped right up to the mic and he said, "Okay, what do I do?" And so I would the first couple I said, "Okay, you need to say it like this," and I kind of gave him like a cadence, and he's like, "Okay," and so he about 2 practice tries and then he had it. So
perfect.
yeah, I
Remarkable.
think we were done in like a half hour. I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
That middle section is very cool. There's multiple voices, so not only are all three of us in there Icaro pitched in vocals, and this is multilingual.
multilingual. Yeah, yeah. So we had
French, English, and Portuguese, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's for "We Are War," if I remember correctly. Yes.
We are human.
No, I mean it's in the song "We Are War,"
Oh yes, yes, yeah.
comma Kevin. But
What's
yeah. All right. So, but yeah, that's trying to see. Is there anything else to add here? You guys all know where to get it now. We've told you how we did it there. Prices, like I said, yeah, $10. And like I said, I will put the where to contact us in the description below here. So $5 for the EP, $10 for the new album, and if you guys want the first one too, $10 also.
Save on shipping. Buy all 3.
You can buy all 3. Yeah, exactly.
better
So
deal?
if you don't own any of those, but like I said, yeah, we'll like I said, just give us a shout there, or write something in the comments if that's your thing also. So I'd like to thank a member of the Dead Culture Society here. So I got, like I said, Kevin Church, Mike Berrigan, myself, Dan Chartrand, members of Dead Culture Society. Ottawa's heavy, I guess hard rock verging on heavy metal. Is that fair, or
Yeah, we're like the Ottawa's Volbeat. How's that?
what's that?
We're like Ottawa's Volbeat.
There you go. So anyway, that's our new album right here. So like I said, grab your copies. There is a limited number of copies that we made on CD here. Just letting you know, there's X number. I'm not going to tell the number out there, but if you guys want yourselves a copy, we're only going to make this once, unless those two have something else to add to this year. But
The remasters coming your way.
yeah, remasters. Yeah, the 2023 remasters.
Yeah, we'll add a symphony to it.
There you go. All right, so I'd like to thank you guys for joining me here. Any other bands out there want to do this type of thing here? Just give me a shout, and we'll do something. But I'd like to thank Kevin. I'd like to thank Mike from Dead Culture Society from Ottawa for participating in this. And you guys all know the drill here. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, and we shall see you next episode. Take care. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Hello once again. Sorry, we forgot to mention something a little important here. If you're in the Ottawa area, you're a lead guitarist or session lead guitarist, we are currently looking for a lead guitarist to fill in the 4th spot. So if interested, let us know with the email below or our Facebook link, which I'll also put below, so you can audition. So let us know. We are currently looking for a lead guitarist for Dead Culture Society. Thank you. Have yourself a great day.